Shalom, real quick. This is, let me turn this off. This is Romans, the 13th chapter and the 13th verse. And I came to this scripture from Galatians 5:17 and 19. Okay, I'm going to read Romans 13, verse 13. It says, "Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and in drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and in envy." 14, "But put ye on Yahweh, our Lord, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, and make not provisions for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof." So what I want to deal with briefly is the 13th verse. "Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting." Now I looked up the word rioting, right? So when you click on the word rioting, the word is komos. And it means a revel carousel, a nocturnal, meaning the night, and riotous procession of half-drunken and frolicsome fellows who after supper, parade through the streets with torches and music in honor of Bacchus. Keep in mind Bacchus, or Bacchus, which is also known as Dionysus, and we're going to find out about that. Or some other deity, because Bacchus' name was changed to different names through history. Like Bacchus is also known as Dionysus during the time of the Greek rulership. That was Dionysus, and Bacchus was Dionysus during the time of the Roman Empire. So when you go out there and party, because I gave an order out a couple of years back that you shouldn't be going to clubs. If you're part of Great Millstone, you shouldn't be going out to clubs. Now, if you find yourself, you working at a particular job, you go to a so-called office party, you trying to get a promotion or whatever, and you go to the club, you just go and, you don't involve yourself in it, I'm not saying that, if your family has a family gathering, and you happen to attend, and they have a bar, but basically that's going out to a club, all right? And when you come into this truth, you're supposed to really get away from your family. You still honor your father and your mother, but your brothers and sisters, if you want to get technical, you ain't got no business with them unless they're Israelites, man. The only ones you have time for is your father and your mother, if they're both still alive or if they're both still in your life. When you can, find the time to be with them or whatever. And another thing is your wife. You deal with your wife whether she's a believer or not. Because you have men out there and women out there that know that they're Israelites that have unbelieving husbands. So that's not up to me to try to, because that's going around, to cause a woman to not be with her husband, her unbelieving husband, so I can get with her and another brother can get with her. That's clearly not scriptural, man. That's spoken of in the book of 1 Corinthians 7 and also in the book of Peter. You're supposed to stay with your unbelieving wives, and your men supposed to stay with your unbelieving wives, and your women supposed to stay with the unbelieving husbands, man. in the hopes that they might be delivered. Anyway, let me read this again. A nocturnal, meaning the night, and riotous procession of half-drunken and frolicsome fellows who after supper parade through the streets with torches and music in honor of Bacchus. And Jake always have good times. They might be in the club, or they might have a party and they eat, then they go out on the streets and so forth. They might have outdoor carnivals. Like you have in Brazil, you have the carnival, which is wicked as hell, man. You have the so-called West Indian Day Parade on Eastern Parkway if you're from New York, which is wicked as hell, man. And I used to go out there to sell. I used to sell jewelry or whatever I had. You know, I sold food or whatever. We used to go out there to try to make money. But you see them people out there were wicked as hell, man. You see them floats going by. You see them, those women. They got their butt cheeks all out. They got their breasts all out. They're dancing in a lewd manner. So that's the spirit that Jake in the world is in. And you're not supposed to be in that part of that spirit. Okay, it says, who after supper parade through the streets with torches and music in honor of Bacchus. So when they go out there and party and have a good time and eat and play music and dance and rub up, you have women rubbing up on women. You have men rubbing up on men. You have men rubbing up on women that are married. Like down there in Atlanta, just to name a state, you know, brothers go down there. We got a GMS Atlanta, and you have brothers that like Apostle Ricard and Elder Manatazak was down there, and they've been down there a couple of times, and they basically said, you know, Jake is, you know, it's you know, being a homo is like an open thing down there in Atlanta with Jake. You know, that's why the Most High gonna cold kill these niggas, man. So when you like down there in Atlanta, you have Freaknik. That's nothing but honoring Bacchus, man. Hey, Jake don't want to wake up, man. And we're not here. The Most High didn't set us up to wake up all of Israel. Because guess what? As Denzel said in Training Day, you can't do it. You can't do it. There's only going to be a certain number that's going to wake up to this thing, and the rest of them are going to be destroyed. So let me read this again. Who after supper parade through the streets with torches and music in honor of Bacchus or some other deity, some other god, and sing and play before houses of male and female friends, hence used generally of feasts and drinking parties that are protracted till late at night and indulge in revelry. Now, Jake, you know, and when you go out to the clubs, I remember back in the day, you go out to the clubs, you know, the clubs are close at a certain time, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Then you got a club that's like a legal club, which is called the after party or the after club. You go from one club, then people say, yeah, we're going to this other club, which is an illegal club, man. Because you had a certain time limit where you had to close certain clubs. Like we used to go to this club in Brooklyn. Damn, I forget the name of the club. Oh, Sellers, right? And then you had a club down the street, but I forget the name of that club. You brothers that have been out there, you can tell them, you can bring it up on the comment board. But you would go to one club, and that one club would close at 2 in the morning. Then you go and walk down to the other goddamn club. You know, Jake have a party, then niggas have an after party. But they're doing it all in the spirit of Dionysus or a Bacchus or or of some other deity. So now I'm gonna show you something, man. I'm gonna show you that Bacchus is a Jake. Bacchus is a Jake. So if you go to Bacchus, right? As soon as you go to Bacchus, you put Bacchus in Google, it'll say the first name will come up, it'll say Dionysus, Wikipedia. So now when you click on to Dionysus, which is Bacchus, you have an image of him or a statue of him that's butt naked. And Dionysus, which I said earlier was Bacchus, Bacchus was his Romanized name, and Dionysus was his Greek name. It says God of divine grape harvest, wine maker, wine, ritual madness. That's why when you club, that's when fights break out. That's your ritual madness. Certain songs come on and make you want to fight. And Jake they go out there committing adultery, man. You know, these women that you meet at the club, you dance with them. And, you know, you talk to them, what's your name, where you from, blah, blah, blah. You know, the old bullshit lines that you give them. And then you ask them if you Israelite, do you have a man? And a lot of them will say no, and you know they're lying their ass off, man. So that's another reason why you shouldn't be in them clubs, man. In the spirit of Bacchus or Dionysus. And that whole thing of Dionysus came from Jake anyway when they were living among the Greeks. Because it was Jake that gave the Greeks flavor, man. All those how can I say, not superheroes, myths, those Greek myths. What's his name? Not Apollos. That's the Romanized Zeus. Zeus. What's his brother of the darkness? Hades. Poseidon. You know, all these different Greek gods. Those are all Jakes. Jakes made that up, and the original gods, Zeus and Poseidon and Hades and Andromeda. These are all Jakes, and I'm gonna show you that. I'm gonna show you that. It says Dionysus, which is Bacchus, god of vine, grape harvest, wine making, wine, ritual madness, religious ecstasy, and theater. Now, what goes on in them churches on Sunday morning? Ain't nothing but the spirit of Bacchus. Now it says abode, Mount Olympus, symbol, Dionysus, grapevine, leopard skin, panther, tiger, cheetah. It goes on to mention their parents, his parents, Dionysus' parents, is Zeus and Semele. So these are this is this is the Roman equivalent to Dionysus, Bacchus. Now, when you scroll down, you're going to see an image of Dionysus. You're going to see some images of Dionysus as an Edomite, like a feminine Edomite. But the actual original image of Dionysus, Bacchus, is a Jake. It says here, Dionysus extending a drinking cup, late 6th century BC. So you know, when you go to the club and you want to get somebody else, you know, let's say the person's a wallflower, he's a quiet person, you try to get some drink up in him. And when you get that drink up in him, then all of a sudden he's the life of the party. So here's an actual image of Dionysus, and as you can see, he has a beard, and he's black as tar, and he got I'd say a golden cup or a silver cup filled with wine, trying to get somebody drunk, man, so they can do something stupid. And so with that, I'm gonna end on this, and like I wanted to do, I wanted to prove that Bacchus in Romans, in the book of Romans, the 13th chapter, goes back to Dionysus, and Dionysus, as you can see, is a Jake. It ain't no Hamite, man. It ain't no Etruscan, because he got a beard. He got a full beard, and he got that cup. Look a little bit like Nate. But anyway, with that, I'm gonna say Shalom. See, you can learn a lot by you go to Google, you put certain words in, you go to the scriptures, you come across a word that you don't understand, and you might go to Google and it'll lead you into other definitions. Anyway, I'm gonna say Shalom.